What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now today I'm back on my all-time favorite subreddit, r/EntitledParents. In this episode I've got two separate stories for you, but they're about the same entitled mum. Now we all know that elderly people are often targeted and can be a little bit more gullible to scammers online. However, I've never in my life seen a response like this from this entitled mum to that sort of individual. Without further ado, sit back, relax, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you aren't already. We are closing in fast on 600,000 subscribers. Let's get into the stories. Really enraged crazy mother tonight. Now she's going to give my social security number and address to scammers. My mother has been losing her mind for a while now. She has several internet boyfriends she met on Facebook, all of them famous men and all of them needing money. She has spent thousands in cash deposits, prepaid Visa gift cards, Bitcoin ATM transfers, bought plane tickets, sent them pictures of her Wells Fargo bank statements. You name a scam and she's fallen for it. I've seen the messages with my own eyes. She recently called my brother and admitted she was broke and told, not asked, told him that he needed to fix it. She received a fake $10,000 check from one of these people and deposited it into her bank account and started writing her own checks to pay her bills. All of these checks have now bounced. I'm trying to catch them and make them right so she doesn't get fraud charges on top of being broke. Her utilities were turned off this week. I fixed it. She was so far behind on her mortgage that they were going to serve her with foreclosure paperwork last Friday. My brother paid the amount due to stop that process. She literally has $100,000 plus in credit card debt and has been trying to save the money for a bankruptcy attorney. I told her I would front the retainer. This has all happened in only the last 8 days. We're $5,000 deep in stopping the bleeding, and who knows what is still coming. We made her sign power of attorney over to us on Monday as a contingency for our help. She also signed a petition for voluntary conservatorship that will have to go in front of a judge. She swore to us she was done talking to these men. I personally took her phone and deleted the apps she uses to talk to them and the hundreds of different numbers they have been using to text her from. I blocked everything I could. She swore again that she's cut all contact and would not have anything else to do with them. Last night, she accidentally texted my brother from one of the apps I positively know I deleted. So my brother and I decided that she clearly can't be trusted and doesn't need a phone with apps or internet capability. She's like a dang meth head, and we have to blow up the double wide that houses her meth lab. So I bought her a jitterbug flip phone, the only thing I could get my hands on, and activated today. I activated it, I charged it, and I preloaded it with all of the contacts I can think of that she'll need for the next few days. Doctors, friends, both of her children. I took it over to her house, grabbed her iPhone and put it in my purse. And then I pulled out the jitterbug and told her this was her new phone from right now. She flipped her wig. She demanded I give it back to her. I don't have the authority to take it away from her. She needs that phone. Then she freely admitted she's been texting at least one of the men, the leader of the pack. Of course she re-downloaded those apps. She's in love with him and the heart wants what it wants. I told her she'll just have to keep wanting. She's not getting her phone back. She moved to lock the door so I couldn't leave. I beat her to it and ran out to my car. I pulled off with her standing in the driveway screaming at me. I stopped at the gas station just down from her house to sit for a second because my hands were shaking. Evidently, this gave her enough time to get past me because she beat me back to my house. My husband let her inside and made my daughter go back upstairs so she wasn't actively watching this go down. I get home and she meets me in my garage. I want my phone back, just over and over. I kept telling her no and that she needed to leave. She refused to leave without her phone. I said I'd call the police. My daughter is here and she's being erratic and she needs to leave. Finally, my husband convinced her we needed to go outside for this conversation so my daughter couldn't hear it. We go out on the front porch and this woman spit straight up venom at me for 15 solid minutes. I'm the greatest disappointment of her life. She wishes I was never born. She should have let my abusive ex-husband beat me to death instead of loaning me the retainer for my divorce attorney in 2017, because that is why she's broke. You name it, she said it. She even threatened to beat me senseless with her cane. I just kept telling her I was sorry she feels that way and I'm not giving it back, so she should leave. She finally said that she's going to make sure she gives my information to all these scammers I'm so worried about. My social security number, and my address so they can show up at my house and tell me how they really feel. And she is not responsible for whatever happens next. And then she finally left. I came inside and literally sobbed on the bathroom floor. I have been for a couple of hours now. What kind of mother tells their kid she wishes their abusive ex had succeeded in beating them to death? What kind of grandparent threatens to give out the address to the home that her grandkid lives in? I've long been suspecting some early onset dementia, and we literally had a neurologist appointment tomorrow after waiting 3 months for it. That's the thread I've been holding on to. This isn't my mother. This is the disease that's been eating her brain. She says she's not going now. I wonder if she'll still show up for the bankruptcy attorney appointment she has tomorrow that I'm supposed to be fronting. She was absolutely like an unhinged, raving addict. Just give it back for tonight and I'll give it to you in the morning. She told me she has one of his 176 numbers memorized and will just call him as soon as she gets home. She wasn't bluffing. She did add a new contact with his name, but I deleted it from the parental control app already tonight. She also said she hopes this new phone has long distance because she will stay up all night calling China so that my bill is high. I'm ready to just hand her back the dang phone and tell her to go jump. You won't get another penny from me, so don't call me or mine for another dang thing as long as you live. When these bad checks keep bouncing and they come after you with charges, I don't care. When your utilities get turned off again, sit there in the dark and use your love for this fake bar internet boyfriend to keep you alive. And when your house goes into foreclosure again, I will wave at you and your little shopping cart full of trash when I drive by you on the street. I'm just so done right now. So done. Oh god, there we go. That is just awful. Now, coming up, we have a part 2 to this, a continuation of this, where things somehow get even worse. But for now, I've just got to say, again, I don't ever really blame somebody for getting scammed. Yes, you could say they should know better, but realistically, it happens to everyone, and I know it's a bit mean to say, oh, come on, that was so obvious, even though it probably was, like in this situation. So I do feel like, you know, empathy and sympathy is the best way to go about these sort of things when they do happen. However, when the person that's been scammed has this sort of reaction, and is just completely like negligent to what's gone on, and cannot see that they're being scammed, despite it going on for so long and everyone around them saying, you're being an idiot now, you're letting this happen again and again and again. No, these people do not love you, they just want your money, and they're plunging you into a world of debt and darkness. Can you not see that? If they don't see that, then yeah, they've got themselves to blame at this point. It's ridiculous. And OP, I think you're doing your best here. You really are. I don't know really what else you can do apart from just call the police and the FBI, because if your mum is threatening to leak your social security and your address, that is endangering you. So, I mean, that is the only logical next step. Anyway, that was posted 2 months ago. And just 1 day ago at the time of recording, we got this update. I mean, it's not really an update, it's more an addition. But yeah, posted on r/EntitledParents just 1 day ago. Mum got scammed again, and now I'm done. My 68-year-old mother is losing her mind and has been for a while now. We knew she'd been conversing with several people online for over a year, most of which claimed to be famous men and all of which needed money for various things. We'd been telling her since December that she was being scammed. We tried involving DHR and the agency who helps protect seniors, all falling on deaf ears. Courts won't do anything without a medical diagnosis, neurologist appointments take months, so we're just stuck trying to keep her from self-destructing until then. That is one thing that I failed to mention as well, actually, guys. If she does have a neurological disorder or disease, then I kind of take back what I've said, and she does need help. If she doesn't, then I 100% stick by what I said. But yeah, if she's not even willing to get a neurological appointment, then I don't know, it's tough. End of February, she finally admits she needs help. Okay, that is good. Actually, she called my brother and said she was broke and that he needed to fix her. But we'll say that was asking for help. Per the bank, her home was a few hours from going into foreclosure on the day we got the call from her, and her utilities were turned off the very next week. She has over $100,000 in credit card debt, most of it from sending these men pictures of every single credit card she has. She also gave them all of her bank account information and sent at least $30,000 in cash via Bitcoin ATMs or prepaid gift cards. I'm not sure I'll ever know exactly what she has spent on them, but I do know that she owes $7,000 in taxes this year from all the withdrawals she made to her retirement, which she freely admits she sent to these men. She also still swears every one of them are actually all the celebrities they claim to be, and still truly believes that one of them is the love of her life. My brother and I told her the only way we'd help is if she gave us power of attorney, which she did. We then caught up her house payments and reconnected the utilities. I've been going through her bills as I pay all of them and trying to help her budget, including finding her cheaper internet, TV, and cell phone plans so she'll be able to pay her own bills going forward on her fixed income. She has been beyond nasty to me every step of the way, telling me what a disappointment I am and she wishes I was never born. There have been unalive threats, to which she laughed in my face and told the police she would never do anything that dramatic. She calls me almost daily and tells me she fell, only for myself or the ambulance to rush over and have her admit that she wasn't actually hurt, but was hoping a trip to the ER would get her pain meds. I took her phone, created a new Apple ID, and had it set so she couldn't text or call anyone not saved in her contacts, and she can't add people or numbers or apps without my approval. That was the only thing, short of changing her number, that I could do to stop her contact with these scammers. She adamantly refused to change the number because she's had that one for 30 plus years, but she's still been getting hundreds of texts from 6-digit numbers, I'm guessing because she responded to them in the past, so they were able to get around the block. I've told her 1,000 times not to even open them, delete them, or send them to junk. She had hip replacement surgery this past week. While in the hospital, she received a text telling her she won a free oxygen machine. Call this number to claim your prize. She texts me and tells me she needs to add this number to her phone because it's a home health medical equipment company and she wants to talk to them about Life Alert, so I add their number. She calls and they tell her she just needs to give them her bank account information to cover the shipping, and she gives it to them. Then she calls to crow about her winnings. I call the same number and what do you know, I'm also an instant winner if I just give them my bank account information. Hit 0 to speak with a person, and now I've won a free year of DirecTV. Hit 0 again, and now I've won a free year of pest control from Terminix if I just enter my bank account information. So, a total scam that my mother has again fallen for while laying in her hospital bed recovering from surgery. Like the last 2 months didn't happen, like she's learned nothing from this whole experience. She doesn't even need an oxygen machine, but decided that since her parents had breathing issues at the end of their lives, and because it was free, this opportunity was too good to pass up in case she needs one later. She tells me just to call them back and cancel, because I'm sure the kind phone scammers will totally forget your bank account info if I just ask nicely. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, she's been showing signs of progressive dementia and is at moderate/moderately severe cognitive decline on the staging models. So I get it, this is the new normal for her. She no longer possesses the mental capacity to understand real from fake, and she will continue to fall for stuff like this as long as she is alive. And I can't do anything to stop it. I can just crawl along behind her and try to fix it while hoping she shows up to the neuro in May so I can get the courts to intervene. She'll always be a danger to herself and her own well-being, with the added bonus of being awful to me every step of the way. So, I've decided that I'm done trying to save her from herself. I'm opening another new bank account for her tomorrow and putting what little money she still has in it. I've turned off all the automatic payments that have been coming out of my account, and I'll be turning off all of the parental controls that I'd established on her electronics. Then I'm telling her, good luck, don't call me when you're on fire again, and then I'm blocking her on my phone. My brother and I believe she'll be in a mess again by the 4th of July. Her problem, not ours. I've had a heart issue for 2 years now. Inappropriate sinus tachycardia that isn't responding to medications. Both of my cardiologists have told me that stress is exacerbating my condition. I've lost 25 pounds over the last 3 months, which I'm also chalking up to stress. I literally cannot explain the peace I feel in my soul tonight, knowing that I've done everything I could for this woman, and now I just get to be done tomorrow. It's complicated and sad and frustrating because, oh, how I've tried to help her, and I know how this will end, but it's also very calming to know that I'm done. I am free. Well, I guess ultimately my reaction to this is that it's just really sad, really. I mean, if this is down to dementia or some sort of cognitive decline or, neurological disease that your mum now has, OP, then I don't know, it's sad. I mean, I could just say that, oh, it's such a shame that scammers like this exist and we need to crack down on them. ultimately they're always going to be around, and there's very little you can do, I think, to stop them, given that, you know, the majority are abroad. But I mean, maybe it's just one of those things where the government in whichever country this is taking place in has to, I don't know, create some sort of new scheme, or just create more protection, or put something in place to help elderly people in these sort of situations. Then again, like, what are you supposed to do when your own mum is refusing to go to neurological appointments that would then allow her to get the help that she needs? But then again, is that her fault because she has this disease in the first place? It's really, really tough. From your perspective, OP, I would say that it's hard, but could you not just like go one little bit further and just like force her to go to this appointment and then be done with it? I don't know. I mean, clearly this is having a massive impact on your life anyway, and it's easy for me to say that sitting here when you're the one that's lost 25 pounds because of stress and has a heart disease. What do you think? Get in the comments down below. Is OP correct at this moment to just say, you know what, I've tried all I can. This is having a real detriment on my life now. Not just my mental well-being, but my physical health as well is seriously declining. Should they do what they've done? Or could they just go a little bit further, get it done, and then be done with it? Because I just worry for your mum. It doesn't seem to me as if she's intending any malice by this. She's just in a terrible situation and is being exploited. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Very, very tough one. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want more like that right away, check out this episode on screen. If you're new to the channel, click this button over here and subscribe, and I'll catch you all later with some more Reddit content.